Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Monday, February 28th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. In today's video, we'll be doing a quick little recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. I believe it is a 7-game slate overall, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into it with a recap of yesterday's picks. We're going to start off on the DraftKings side at the point guard position with Dennis Schroeder. So this was the updated core for the DraftKings side. We had Dennis Schroeder at $5,100, looking for about 26 points on. We got to 37.5, so he was a hit. Shooting guard, we had Luke Kennard, $4,600, had been shooting the ball very well, had been playing rather well as of late. Looking for 23 points on, we got to 8.75. He was a mess. He was only 1 for 7 shooting from the field, so his hot shooting streak kind of fell off after, about a week or so that he had been doing really well. Then at small forward, we had Cade Cunningham, $7,100, looking for 36 points on. We got to 32.25. He's a miss. Guy that just didn't quite get there yesterday. Had a couple extra turnovers. If he doesn't have that, maybe he gets a little bit closer to what we were looking for out of him yesterday. Then at power forward, early on I had like Jonathan Kuminga. At one point I said maybe Kuminga or Otto Porter, just depending on who ended up starting. Ended up on Andrew Wiggins at $5,800 after Klay Thompson was ruled out. Looking for about 29 points on. We got to 28.5, so I gave him a push since he was right up against that threshold that we were looking for. If that game wasn't a blowout, he probably would have got there rather easily yesterday. Then last but not least, we had Dwight Howard at $3,000, flat minimum, only looking for 15 points on. We got 21.75, so he was a hit as well. So a little bit of a hit or miss day on the DraftKings side overall. Then on the FanDuel side at point guard, stuck with Jalen Green. You could have played Dennis Schroeder yesterday too. I think I played both of them in most of my lineups. But Jalen Green, $4,600. Looking for 23 points on. We got to 24.1, so he was a hit. Shooting guard, we had Cade Cunningham once again, $6,300, looking for 32 points on. We got to 29. He was a mess there. Probably had a couple extra turnovers. Just didn't quite get there to the point that we were looking for yesterday. Then we had Luke Kennard once again, $4,500, looking for 23 points on. We got to 8.1. Once again, he was a miss. 1 for 7 shooting from the field. Just didn't quite have it yesterday. Then at power forward, we went LeBron James. Looked like a pretty solid play. Looking for about 53 points on. We got to 48.7. He was a miss. Hopefully one that didn't kill you too bad overall, but that game ended up being a little bit of a blowout too, so kind of unfortunate there overall. Then last but not least, we had Dwight Howard at $3,700, looking for 19 points on. We got to 20.7, so he was a hit. So a little bit of a hit or miss day on the FanDuel side as well. But in NBA DFS, you're going to have days like this. You're going to have days where everything looks pretty good and then it just kind of falls apart. But then you're going to have other days where everything looks really good and it just really pays off too. So hopefully that's the case for tonight's slate. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries in play for tonight's slate. So once again, it is a 7-game slate. We do have 2 games tipping off right at 7 p.m. So we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are without McKinley Wright, who really just doesn't play. And then Malik Beasley listed as probable to play. He was dealing with an illness last time out and ended up missing. Then for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, and Rajon Rondo all out once again, so Brandon Goodwin should be starting at point guard once again. They did sign Tim Frazier to a 10-day contract, so he could be playing behind him a little bit as well. Then for the Pacers, they're without T.J. McConnell, Miles Turner, and T.J. Warren. Lance Stevenson questionable to play. He did end up missing yesterday. They did get Chris Duarte back yesterday. Malcolm Brogdon's been playing a couple of games since the All-Star break now, so we'll see how the rest of this team looks overall. For the Orlando Magic, they're without Jonathan Isaac and Mo Wagner. Markelle Fultz is actually probable to play today, so we'll have to see if he's back tonight or not. And then for the Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Patrick Williams all out once again. Nikolai Vucevic probable to play, so not really too concerned about him. It says he tweaked his ankle just a little bit, I believe, the last game, so not major concern at this point in time. Then for the Miami Heat, they're without Markieff Morris, Victor Oladipo, and Kyle Lowry is out tonight. So whoever ends up in that starting lineup in his place, maybe Gabe Vincent, maybe it's Max Strus or somebody like that, should be a pretty good play overall. Then Caleb Martin, questionable to play once again. Moving down to the Toronto Raptors, we have OG Anunoby out once again with his broken finger. Fred VanVleet is questionable. The last time out, he was listed as questionable, downgraded to doubtful, and then ended up playing. So we're really going to have to see that starting lineup tonight to see if he's in the lineup or not. If he's not, that could open up quite a bit of value. Maybe you're looking at a Gary Trent at that point in time. Then for the Brooklyn Nets, they're without Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons. They do have Goran Dragic listed in the starting lineup here. I don't think there's any way he ends up starting. That's probably going to be Patty Mills. Then we move down to Charlotte Hornets, who are without Gordon Hayward, and then Nick Richards, Jalen McDaniels, both listed as questionable to play. Jalen McDaniels has been out for quite some time. We'll see if he gets back in the rotation, maybe takes that JT Thor spot if he is back tonight. Then for the Milwaukee Bucks, Pat Connaughton, George Hill, and Brook Lopez all out once again, so no major changes there. For the Sacramento Kings, Terrence Davis is out, and Rashawn Holmes is questionable. We'll see if he ends up playing or not tonight. Then for Oklahoma City Thunder, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Ty Jerome, Mike Muscal, Jerome Robinson, Earl, Kenrich Williams all out once again. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably going to look pretty good. Trey Mann's been playing lights out as of late, so definitely somebody of interest there. Then otherwise, the starting lineup probably going to be the same. Maybe you get Favors over Roby at center spot. We'll just have to see at this point in time. Then for the San Antonio Spurs, they have Romeo Langford and Doug McDermott both listed as questionable. We'll see if they end up playing tonight or not. Then for the Memphis Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks, John Conchar, and Yves Pons are all out, and Brandon Clark is questionable tonight. So there could be a little bit of value coming off that bench there. Maybe guys like Kyle Anderson and Xavier Tillman get bigger minutes, especially if Brandon Clark's out tonight. Maybe that helps out Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson just a little bit as well. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Definitely a couple that we'll be looking at throughout the day. And with that being said, I'll be posting updates as they do become available down in the comments below. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Gabe Vincent, $3,600, looking for 18 points out, averaging just over 19 on the season. I'm going to assume that he's in that starting lineup once again for Kyle Lowry. If he's not, still probably looks like a decent play, but obviously if he's starting, looks like an even better play. Currently I'm projected for 24 points tonight, has a little bit upside for more, has a little bit downside for less, but overall a solid value on tonight's slate, at least early on. And then at shooting guard, we're going with Trey Mann, $5,400, looking for 24 points at him. Been playing lights out as of late. Currently I'm projected for 28 points, but definitely has some upside for more if he's shooting the ball well once again tonight. Then small forward, I'm going with Seth Curry, $5,900, looking for about 29 points at him, averaging about 28 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 31 points tonight. There's no Kyrie Irving once again, so probably going to be doing a lot of that de facto point guard role once again for this Brooklyn Nets team. Maybe Goran Dragic just a little bit of it when he's in the game, but he's still probably only going to play like 16 to 18 minutes, so not really too concerned about that overall. Then we move down to power forward with his teammate James Johnson, $4,100, looking for 21 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 22 points tonight. I'm going to assume that he's starting once again, and I'm going to assume that he plays reasonably big minutes once again. So James Johnson looking like definitely somebody you want in your lineup once again tonight. Then last but not least, at the center position, I'm going with Domantas Sabonis, $9,500. Looking for 48 points out. I'm averaging 45 on the season. He's been playing very, very well as of late, especially since he's been with the Kings. Goes against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. Don't really think they have anybody that can really get in his way and stop him, so look out for a big game for Domantas Sabonis once again tonight. I currently have him projected for 49.50 points. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $21,500 remaining, just over $7,100 per player. So you could probably pay up for one stud if you really want to, and then kind of mix and match from there. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely something you can do as well on tonight's slate. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So point guard position, we got a familiar face in Gabe Vincent, $3,900, looking for 19-20 points out, averaging essentially 19 on the season. Once again, if he's in that starting lineup, he's going to look very good. Currently, I'm projected for about 23-24 points on the FanDuel side tonight. And then at shooting guard, we're going to go with Malcolm Brogdon, $5,800, super cheap price tag here, looking for 29 points at him. Looks like he's kind of back in it. He's kind of getting right at this point in time. His injury's really not bothering him. Pretty easy matchup against the Orlando Magic. Probably should be a competitive game since both teams are not that great. But Malcolm Brogdon at $5,800. Currently, I'm projected for 32 points. Offers a little bit of upside for more as well. Then moving down to small forward, we're going to go to Scotty Barnes. I know last time we played him, it didn't pan off. The Raptors have been playing terrible as of late, and they've been getting blown out. But they are playing a depleted Brooklyn Nets team tonight. Should be a more competitive game. Makes Scotty Barnes look pretty good tonight. Looking for about 28-29 points. Currently, I'm projected for about 28-29 points as well. So definitely has a little bit upside for more there, as we've seen in games throughout the season. Has a little bit of downside for less, especially if the Raptors are not playing well once again tonight. Then at power forward, we're going with Keldon Johnson, $6,000, looking for 30 points out. Been playing a little bit better as of late. A matchup that I kind of do like overall for Keldon Johnson. And if Doug McDermott doesn't play, maybe he gets a couple extra rebounds, a couple extra shot opportunities. Could help him out overall. Currently having projected for 30 points tonight. Then last but not least, at the center position, we got Domantas Sabonis once again, $9,700. So we're looking for 49 points at him tonight. Currently having projected for 49 points, but definitely has some upside for more, especially in this easy matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $28,900 remaining, just over $7,200 per player. So you could probably pay up for one stud and then kind of mix and match from there. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's perfectly acceptable on the FanDuel side tonight as well. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, February 28th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit of Super Draft, JC Money Design and myself will be going live right around 5 o'clock Central Time. Talk a little bit of Super Draft main slate. That is also the Super Draft Pro contest for today, so definitely be sure to check that out as well. And then, as always, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments below, as well as my updated core about a half hour prior to lock. So definitely be sure you're checking that out, especially as we get closer to lock, so that you have as much information available to you as possible, especially headed into the lock. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams, kind of the off season for that. But we're going to be talking a little bit of Dynasty Fantasy Football. We're going to be talking a little bit of NFL draft prospects in the coming weeks. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, definitely be sure to check that out as well. And then with that being said, if you're a new or current subscriber yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.